Hey everyone! Welcome to this quick and easy tutorial on installing Ubuntu server in VirtualBox. I am Casey Kenan Vargas, and today I'll guide you through the process in just a few minutes. So let's get started! Alright, before we start, make sure you have everything you need. Ubuntu version 24.04.1, live server ISO, VirtualBox version 7 installed, and a stable internet connection. Now, open VirtualBox and click New. Name your virtual machine and I'll call mine Ubuntu Server. Then, select Ubuntu ISO under ISO image and just press Next. Next up, let's configure our hardware. We need to allocate some RAM and CPU power. Since I have 8 GB of RAM, I'll assign 4 GB just enough. For the CPU, I have 16 cores, so I'll use 2. Click Next. For the virtual hard disk, just leave it as is and click Finish. And that's it! Our virtual machine is set up. Now, let's boot it up. I'll just fast forward for you to save up your time. Once your VM powers up, you'll see the Ubuntu installer. Just select Try and install Ubuntu server and press Enter. Alright, more waiting. I'll just fast forward to save you some time. Next, we pick our keyboard layout. English is our default, so just press Enter again. When it asks about the mirror location, just select Continue without updating. Now for storage configuration, just select Done. Then, it will ask to confirm destructive action. Hit Continue. Now, let's set up our user account. Fill in the following details. Your name, I'll go with Casey. Server name, mine is just Ubuntu. Username, I'll use CFC. Short for China, Francine, Casey. Choose a password and confirm it. Make sure to check Install Open SSH Server. This is important for remote access later. Then, select Done. And now, we wait. But of course, I'll just fast forward to save you some time. Once installation is done, select Reboot Now. The system is rebooting. I'll speed this up for you. Now, enter the username and password we created earlier. If everything is correct, you should see the command prompt. Congrats! Before we do anything, let's upgrade our system. Type this command, sudo apt update ampersand sudo apt upgrade -y. Press enter, type your password when asked, and let it do its thing. Lots of updates incoming. I'll fast forward to save time. Here are two cool commands you should know. Who am I and pwd. Who am I? This tells you which user is currently logged in. pwd, this shows your current directory path. Try them out and you're all set. And just like that, you now have a fully installed Ubuntu server running in VirtualBox. Thanks for watching. Casey out too.
Today, I will guide you through creating user accounts, managing access, and setting directory restrictions using the installed network operating system. Let's get started. First, open Ubuntu and wait for it to boot up. When in terminal, log in using your set credentials. First, we will create 3 new user accounts using the root account. Run these following commands. For the first user, sudo add user1. Follow the prompts to set passwords and fill in user details. Next, for the user2, sudo add user2. Again, follow the prompts to set passwords and fill in user details. Next, for the user3, sudo add user2. Follow the prompts to set passwords and fill in user details. This command creates user account and their home directories automatically. To verify this command, tab. This lists the users we just created. If you see them, you're good to go. Next, activating and deactivating user accounts. Why? Sometimes you need to temporarily disable user access for security or inactive accounts. Here's how to lock and unlock them. First, to deactivate user1, use sudo -l user1. The -l stands for lock. This prevents the user from logging in. Now, let's try logging in to check if the account is locked using this command. ssh user1 at Ubuntu. You'll see a permission denied message. To activate user1, use this command. Sudo user1. The -u stands for unlock. Now, user1 can log back in. Now, try logging in to check if the account is locked. User1. Then exit. Let's proceed to the next step. Changing a user's primary group. Why? Users belong to groups, which help organize access permissions. Let's change user1's primary group. First step is let's create a new group using this command. This command creates a new user group called new group. Next, let's assign new group as the primary group for user1 using this command. Sudo user1 -g. The -g flag changes the primary group. Now, user1 belongs to new group instead of the default one. Then, let's check if the change worked. Using this command, this shows user one's new primary group. Next, let's set an expiry date for an account. Why? Sometimes accounts should only be active for a limited time. Here's how we set an expiry date. First, let's set an expiry date for user 2. Using this command, sudo usermod -e. Then let's put our desired expiry date for user 2. The -e flag sets an expiry date. On September 10, 2025, user 2 won't be able to log in. Then let's verify the expiry date using this command. Sudo chage-l user2. This shows account expiration details for user 2. Next, creating and assigning user directories. Why? Each user needs a personal space when they log in. Now, let's create directories for each user. For user 1, next for user 2, then for user 3, the mkdir command creates a directory or folder for each user. Next, let's set their directories as their home directories using these commands. For user 1, now for user 2, and then lastly for user 3. Now, when these users log in, they'll be sent straight to their respective directories. Now, let's check by logging in and verifying using this command. This should show the home directory for user 1, so it's a success. Now, let's proceed to changing ownership of directories. Why? We want each user to have full control over their own directory. First, change ownership to the respective user using these commands. First, for user 1, next for user 2, and then for user 3. The chown command assigns ownership. Now, each user owns their directory. Then, let's verify the ownership using this command. You'll see user 1, user 2, and user 3 as the owners of their directories. Now, let's proceed to demonstrating directory restrictions. Why? We don't want users snooping into each other's files. First, log in as user 1 and create a file. It creates an empty file in user 1's directory. Then, try copying the file to user 2's directory. This should fail. As you can see, it says access denied. That's because user 1 doesn't have permission to write in user 2's directory. Then, repeat with user 2 and user 3 to verify. And that's a wrap. We covered creating user accounts, activating or deactivating them, setting expiration dates, changing groups, setting up directories, and securing them. Now, you're ready to manage users like a Linux pro. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more awesome content. See you in the next one.
Hello, and welcome to this tutorial. I am Casey Kayan Ambargas, and today we will learn how to install and configure an FTP server on Ubuntu using VSFTPD inside VirtualBox. So, let's get started! First, open VirtualBox and start your Ubuntu virtual machine by selecting it and clicking Start. Wait for Ubuntu to boot up. Then, enter your username and password when prompted. Now, we are ready to proceed with the installation. First, let's check the version of Ubuntu we are using. Open the terminal and type cat/etc/star-release. This will display detailed information about your Ubuntu system. Before installing VSFTPD, it is best to update our system packages. Run the following command: sudo apt update. This ensures that we have the latest package list before installation. Now, let's install the VSFTPD package by running sudo apt install VSFTPD. When prompted with "Do you want to continue?" press Y and hit enter. The installation will now proceed. Once installed, let's check if VSFTPD is running using sudo service VSFTPD status. If the service is not running, start it with sudo service VSFTPD start. To ensure that VSFTPD starts automatically on system boot, enable it with sudo systemctl enable VSFTPD. Now, let's continue the FTP server. Open the VSFTPD configuration file using sudo vim/etc/vsftpd.conf. Find the line listen equals yes. If it's already there, leave it as is. Save and exit the file by pressing ctrl+c, then typing :wq and hitting enter. Next, let's create a user for our FTP server. Use the following command: sudo add user FTP user, and you'll be prompted to enter a password. Choose a strong password and confirm it. To verify the user's home directory, navigate to the /home directory and list its content. cd/home ls-l, and you should see the FTP user directory listed. Let's confirm that the FTP server is running again by checking the service status. Sudo service VSFTPD status. That's it. You have successfully installed and configured an FTP server on Ubuntu inside VirtualBox. Now, you can start transferring files securely. Thank you for listening and God bless us all. Goodbye!
Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial on monitoring the system performance using Linux commands. I am China Vivero and today I will guide you through a series of essential commands that help analyze the system load, memory usage, disk space, network performance, and more. We'll be using an Ubuntu FTP server installed on our VirtualBox for this demonstration. So let's get started. Before we begin checking the system performance, we first need to start the Ubuntu inside the VirtualBox. And here's how you do it. First, open the VirtualBox application on your computer and you click on the Ubuntu server we have set up, and you can proceed to clicking the start button to boot the virtual machine. Again, there's more and more waiting for this. So once that the system boots up, you can enter your username and your password. And now that we have Ubuntu up and running, let's begin monitoring the system performance. The first thing we need to check is the system load, which tells us how busy our server is, and to do this, we use the uptime command. So let's run it. So the output shows three important pieces of information: the time since the system started, the number of users currently logged in, and the system load average for the last 1, 5, and 15 minutes. And the load average indicates how many processes are waiting for CPU time. And if the value is above 1.0 per CPU core, it means the system might be overload. And next, we will monitor the system's activities in real time using the command top. Top commands provides a dynamic and continuously updating view of the system, displaying the essential details such as the system uptime, which displays how long the system has been running, the number of tasks, shows the total processes including the running, the sleeping, and zombie processes, and the CPU usage, which displays the usage percentage by system, user, and idle time, the memory usage, which provides details on total, use, and available RAM and swap memory, and activity processes, which lists the running processes and their resource consumption. Here we see details about running processes, the CPU usage, the memory consumption, and the system uptime. The key columns include the PID or the process ID, the user or the owner of the process, and the percentage CPU or the CPU usage percentage, then the memory usage percentage, and the command that launch the process. So to navigate the top command, we can just simply press the key Q to exit, or press Shift M to sort by memory usage, and press Shift P to sort by CPU usage. Now for a more detailed and user-friendly view, we can use the htop command. If you haven't installed it yet, just run this command first. Sudo apt or apt install htop. Now let's run the htop. H, just type the htop. This command provides a color-coded interactive interface. The CPU and memory usage are displayed as bars, making it easier to visualize the system performance. You can just scroll down through the list to find the most resource-intensive processes. And again, to exit, just simply press Q. To monitor the detailed CPU activity, we use the mpstat command. If it's not installed yet, again, you can just simply type sudo apt install systat, then run the command. So let's understand the output. There is a percentage USR, which means that the percentage of the CPU used by the user processes, the percentage nice, which means the CPU usage by user processes with a positive nice value or low priority, the percentage Cs, which means the CPU usage by system or the kernel processes, and the percentage IO wait or the time spent waiting for input or output operations to complete, the percentage IRQ, the time spent handling hardware interrupts, and the percentage soft, which means the time spent handling software interrupts, and the percentage steal, which means the time stolen by the hypervisor for other virtual machines, and the percentage guess, which means the CPU usage by guess virtual machines, and the percentage idle, which means the percentage of CPU that is not in use. And to interpret the data you see on the screen, a high percentage idle value like 89 or above means the CPU is mostly idle and has plenty of processing power available. And a low percentage idle idle value indicates that the CPU is under heavy load, and a high percentage input-output weight value suggests that system is waiting on this or network input-output, which may indicate storage performance issues. For per core CPU usage, we can use the mpstat hyphen p all with caps lock. Now, to check the available memory, we use the free command with the hyphen "h" option to make the output more readable. Free hyphen "h". And to understand the output, the total means the total installed RAM. The use means the memory currently in use. The free means the completely unused memory. That's why it's called free. The shared, which means the memory shared between the processes. The buff or cache, which means the memory used for buffering and caching to improve the performance. And the available, which means the memory available for new applications. And to interpret those, no, a high available value means plenty of RAM is free for applications. a low available value suggests memory is running low and swap may be used soon. The buffer or the cache memory helps improve performance but is freed when applications need RAM. And to monitor memory usage continuously, we can use the command watch -n one free -h, and then just use Control C, and this will stop the command and return you to the normal terminal prompt. Next, we use vmstat to view overall memory and CPU statistics. vmstat. The output includes procs, meaning the number of processing waiting for CPU, memory, meaning the details of memory usage, swap, meaning the information about swap usage, I/O, meaning the input-output operations, and the CPU, meaning the CPU activity statistic. Next, to check how much this space is used on our Ubuntu VirtualBox system, we will use the df command. And let's start by running df space -h. This command displays all mounted file systems along with their total, use, and available space. The -h option makes the output easier to read by showing sizes in MB or gigabyte. And look for the partition where Ubuntu is installed. It's usually it's usually seen in dev/sda1. And if we want to analyze the disk usage of a specific directory, we use the du or do command for this. For example, let's check the size of the home directory. We use du space the -sh and this. And this command shows the total size of the home directory, and you can replace this symbol with any other directory such as varlog or to check its disk usage. Now, if we need to free up space, the ncdu command provides an easy way to identify large files and directories. First, let's install it if it's necessary. Sudo apt install ncdu. Now, let's run the command to analyze this usage. Sudo ncdu space / This command scans the root directory and displays an interactive list of files and directories. It is sorted by size. Now, how do we use the ncdu? We can navigate using the arrow keys or press enter to explore subdirectories, press delete, press D to delete unnecessary files, press Q again to exit. And this tool makes it easier to identify large files for archival or deletion, helping to free up this space efficiently. Now, to check network performance and analyze active connections, we use the iftop command. And again, if it's not installed yet, install it first using sudo apt install iftap. Now run sudo iftap. Now this tool provides a real-time view of network traffic, showing key details such as the source IP or the system sending data, the destination IP, the or the system receiving the data, and the bandwidth usage or the amount of data being transferred between connections. And IFTAP is useful for identifying which processes or connections are consuming the most bandwidth. Now, if you want to monitor overall network bandwidth using instead of analyzing specific connections, you can use nload. First, again, install it if not yet installed. You can use sudo apt install nload or nload. Then you can now run nload. Now, nload provides a graphical display of incoming and outgoing traffic, showing the current bandwidth usage or the bit, the average, minimum, and maximum traffic rates, and the total data being transferred. Unlike IFTAP, nload does not show individual connection but is great for tracking the overall network activity trends. And choosing the right tool, you can use IFTAP if you need to analyze which specific connections are using bandwidth. You can use nload if you just want to see the overall network traffic in a simple graphical format. Now this is useful for identifying high network usage processes. Now that's it for today's tutorial. We covered how to monitor the system performance using essential Linux commands in Ubuntu. By understanding these tools, you can keep your FTP server running efficiently. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And see you in the next tutorial.